In these thrilling and difficult episodes, the superheroic and warrior-like qualities of Tony Beets, a gold miner, and the Winchester crew, who are able to survive the challenge of recovering their most recent machinery, are brought to the forefront. In the event that their excavator stops functioning owing to chain problems, what strategies will Winchester crew employ to deal with the situation? As a result of this circumstance, how will they get the end that they want? Let's join Tony Beets and the Winchester crew in their pursuit of gold and dive headfirst into the extremely fascinating endeavors that they are involved in. During his search for gold in Paradise Hill, Yukon, Tony Beets jumps headfirst into his objective. Tony Beets is making progress in the correct direction to achieve his goal of digging 5,000 ounces of gold, utilizing the sophisticated technology that is operating to effectively carry out his objective. He is in the process of maintaining his previous record. The most significant obstacle that he must overcome in his endeavor is the weather conditions, which have the potential to produce a significant disruption in his path. Even though it is the middle of September, the persistent rain is making the situation more stressful for the leader of the clan Dyke. This is because the rain is slowing down the machinery. In light of the fact that he is only 900 ounces away from achieving his objective, he is all set to dig the 80 pup cut, which has a great deal of potential to uncover a substantial quantity of gold. The rain is making things tough for them because it is filling the pond with water, but he is so excited to see the mounds of gold that are in the 80 pup cut. They were confronted with the same difficulty 12 weeks earlier, which led to the entire suspension of their operation. At that time, the ponds were flooded with water, and they had to construct them once more. This time, the same weather scenario puts a significant amount of pressure on his nerves, and he instructs Mike, one of his crew members, to take the 220 excavator to the dike by the pump area in order to fix things up and to prevent the dreadful repercussions of the water falling down in the ponds and disrupting their activities. The excavator 220 that Mike is operating is making its way through the sticky mud on its way to the dike. In spite of the rain that is getting heavier, he is hoping to reach the dike as quickly as possible. The excavator gradually slows down as a result of the muddy ground, which prevents it from progressing any further than it already has. In an instant, the excavator comes to a complete halt and starts to sink steadily. When he sees the excavator sunk down there, he appears to be somewhat dissatisfied. At this time, Tony arrives at the location and expresses his desire to retrieve the submerged excavator. He immediately ceases all of his mining activities because he is unable to continue with the mining endeavors without the excavator, and he cannot allow his machine to continue in this manner. It was initially their intention to pull the sinking excavator out of the water with the assistance of 2 additional excavators. However, it begins to add coarse tailing to the pit, and it proves to be really beneficial for them. Even if the severe rain in Paradise Hill slows down the process of gold hunting, Tony is still optimistic that he will be able to harvest more gold out of the 80 pup cut because it has proven to be quite fertile in terms of producing gold. Tony and his family are currently seated at the dinner table, which is located in their regular location. He laughs at Mike's suggestion that he should be held accountable for allowing their excavator to become submerged in the muck because he has been driving the excavator without paying attention to the directions. It appears that he is pleased to be able to release the tension in a span of 2 to 3 hours. Despite the fact that Tony claims that the success is the result of his engineering and wisdom, Mike says that it is relatively simple to retrieve the excavator. Tony laughs as he makes this assertion. In the meantime, Mike is weighing the gold that he has acquired by pouring it into the tray. Tony requires 300 ounces of gold in order to maintain the functioning of their family's system. As soon as Mike starts pouring gold out of the jar, the entire family immediately focuses their attention on the scale, and they start reading it out loud. Almost immediately, the readout goes beyond 300 and to 500 ounces, which is significantly higher than what they had anticipated. The entire amount of gold that they acquire is 4,601 ounces, and they receive 500 ounces of gold that is worth $850,000. As a result of their excursion that took place in extremely severe weather conditions, they consider it to be exceptional. Jason Fraser, another mining boss, has arrived to Tony Beets' Hunker Cut along with his Winchester crew. This is occurring on the opposite side of the fence. They have been in Yukon for the first time, and they are getting close to the end of their first season there. After the toil associated with a lengthy summer season, they are so eager to get back to their homes. Therefore, in order for them to continue living freely, All that is required of them is 200 ounces of gold to pay their landlords. They are optimistic that they will achieve their ultimate outcome, which is to acquire approximately 200 ounces of gold. Tony gives his blessing to the proposal because he will profit 30% from it. As of right now, they have already reached 106 ounces, and the entire cut has been thoroughly investigated. The truck that John Van Tuyl is driving to the Winchester is equipped with a double-barrel wash plant that he has constructed at his home. He is holding the steering wheel. Over the course of the season, it has been functioning fairly well, and he is still holding out hope that it will continue to function in the same manner. As the third member of their skeleton crew, Butch, who was formerly employed as a logger, goes through the process of becoming an excavator operator. He goes from being a novice to being deeply appreciative. In the midst of his announcement that he is on the final thread of 10,000 yards, the excavator suddenly hits a setback. In the course of its operation, the chain of the excavator breaks. Following his descent from the excavator, he makes a beeline for Jason in order to convey the news that the trammel has ceased functioning. Upon Jason's arrival, they investigate the situation and discover that the chain that is dangling down the excavator is the cause of the machine's inability to function properly. They discover that the chain has been severed from the master link, which is responsible for holding the entire chain together. If the master link has become inoperable, the Winchester weapon system will be unable to spin its twin-barrel wash system. They have arrived at the conclusion that in order to avoid any delays in their work, they need to locate an additional master link to the chain. They search through a large bag of on the project right away. Nick, a trustworthy member of Tony's team, was told to keep a close eye on this needless piece next to the pump. It never stopped raining, and the water kept coming. Tony clearly cared a lot about the dikes, and everyone needed to move quickly. He thought about how hard things were for them, and was afraid that he would sink. I believe that being patient and alert are the best things to do in this case. Nature was fighting back, and Tony was in the middle of it all. It became clear that looking for gold wasn't a fun game of cleaning bright little chunks on the patio. It was a battle with time, the weather, and AM's moods that were always changing. When I think about these problems, I can't help but wonder, will Tony Beets be able to get to his 5,000-ounce gold goal? Of course, the 80 pup had its own sparkle, but rain and rising water were against him, so his chances were not good. He was fighting to stay alive while the sound of machines could still be heard all over the area. Their digger got stuck in a settling pond. Tony knew that they would lose a lot of money every day if this big machine couldn't do its job. They had no choice but to stop. Sure, it was a bother, a huge trouble. There was no doubt that the digging would have to stop until the problem was fixed. But Cousin Mike found a way to make things better. He tried his best when he got there in the morning, but his digger ended up going straight into the water. This caused more trouble. Tony and two other excavators went on an emergency rescue because they needed to find a way to help. They worked very hard, but it didn't help. It was time for troops, and Tony didn't think twice about sending in the 18T D6 dozer and the huge 115T D1. The question then was how to get that refuse-to-move backhoe out of the bog. Tony made a plan that worked perfectly because he had been digging for a long time. The first thing that had to be done was to pump out the water. To do this, the D6 dozer, a big piece of machinery, was used to push fine tailings into the pit and make a ramp. The plan was to level the ground under the stuck digger so that the big wrestler could pull it out. The colossal 115T D1 850 horsepower rescue mission star was then sent out on patrol to see if it could help. Tony came up with a way for the D11 to drop words and said that Mike was stuck because the other person wasn't paying attention. With an operation being held up and a digger getting lost, will Tony Beets and his crew be able to bounce back? It was clear to him that some of his problems were caused by not paying attention to certain things. Some people made the situation funny by telling him he had to describe everything in English, Dutch, or Finnish. The task of rescuing Tony from tough situations naturally improved Tony's engineering skills. As the show goes on, all we can do is admire how strong Tony Beets and his team are. Tony Beets had to deal with this horrifying discovery. Could he get past it, or was it really the end for him? They were going to weigh the gold to see if they had reached their goal. Tony Beets was kind of riding a number-based roller coaster. It meant a huge amount, and the number of ounces meant even more. As they moved through the mine area, 9 diggers called out the count, 10, 30, and so on to keep the family on track. Some buyers saw that number as a sign of hope, but Tony would need more than 300 ounces to reach his goal. The count then got tense, 240, 250, 260. As he and the others went through rock after rock, the numbers kept going up, from highs to ever higher peaks. In their whole mining project, they were either right or wrong. The ounces kept coming, 350, 360, and more. In 1987, more than $500,000 was made. It was worth $850,000, taking their total to 4,601 ounces. They worked very hard for 6 days and got a great result. The 80 pups crops helped with the success in some ways. Even though Tony knew that, at least they knew what 80 pup could do. Things have been going well with that for a while now. Tony looked into the future to see if he could get an even better number. That's why it didn't matter if they had to sling for a day. As long as gold was flowing, that was what mattered. The gunslingers didn't have any trouble with it. It was clear that they were successful, and Tony could only say that if it paid well, then it was fine. It was very hard to understand, and I was afraid that the weather would get in the way of Tony's plans. Tony was pretty happy with the outcome. It was so clear that the characters were friends and had achieved success together that it made me feel like I could relate to the miners who were fighting nature to get gold. At least for now, the never-ending search for gold has paid off. Watch my older movies if you want to learn more about how the world is changing all the time. Undisclosed, it is probable that they amass a considerable fortune when they unearth substantial quantities of gold over the course of a season. Parker abandoned his studies in favor of excavating, with the expectation of uncovering not only a hidden treasure but also an entire way of living. A substantial quantity of gold was discovered by Parker Schnabel and his team in the second season of Gold Rush. They obtained 34 ounces worth a total of $55,000. Parker was profoundly affected by this discovery, which motivated him to continue with the program and mining thereafter. Parker Schnabel estimated that the largest fragment of gold he had ever discovered weighed no more than a quarter ounce and was valued at between $400 and $500. He elaborated that it is uncommon to discover gems of that size and that the gold industry has undergone significant transformations since his grandfather began working in it in the 1980s. Parker Schnabel is determined to improve this time around. A depth of approximately 40 feet must be dug by him and his crew in order to discover the gold. But it is expensive. Thousands of dollars must be added to the $15 million that he has already invested in the property. Further, this serves as the initial stage. This season, Parker is confronted with a critical choice that has the potential to alter the course of his mining career. Parker Schnabel aims to surpass his previous record of discovering 5,300 ounces of gold with a value of $9 million. He is now setting an even more ambitious goal, obtaining 6,000 ounces from the Indian River. Confronting the difficulties of the Klondike, he is resolute and perseverant. A great deal of determination is anticipated from him throughout this thrilling voyage. Audiences have witnessed Parker's leadership, determination, and capacity to make difficult decisions under duress throughout the course of the series. His reputation stems from the fact that he challenges himself and his crew to accomplish lofty objectives. Parker Schnabel, notwithstanding the fluctuations, has emerged as one of the most accomplished and widely recognized individuals in the film Gold Rush. Gold Rush featured a diverse workforce of crew members who were integral to Parker Schnabel's mining operations. Every member made a contribution that aligned with the initial plan for the project's success. What are your reflections on this particular occurrence of Parker's conquest? Additionally, for more thrilling adventures, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. Continue to be tuned for more. And he promoted him to foreman. Rick, as foreman, was responsible for overseeing the Indian River operation. His leadership abilities and broad understanding of the gold mining sector were clear, gaining him respect from both his peers and the show's audience. Despite his triumphs, Rick suffered a setback in his Gold Rush career when he made a costly mistake that resulted in a $50,000 income loss for Parker. However, Rick's drive to make atonement shined through. In Season 9, he made a brave decision to start his own mining crew. This choice constituted a watershed moment for Rick, putting him on track to break show records. With his freshly created staff, he enjoyed extraordinary success, exceeding expectations, and even setting a new record for the most gold mined by a mine leader in his first year. Rick Ness's climb to notoriety demonstrates his tenacity, determination, and flexibility in the face of challenges. The voyage demonstrates not just his professional development in the mining business, but also his ability to learn from mistakes and turn them into opportunities for success. Rick Ness has made an unmistakable impact on Gold Rush, not only as a good miner, but also as a leader capable of navigating the unpredictable world of gold mining. His narrative serves as an inspiration, demonstrating that even in the harsh environment of the mining sector, perseverance and a willingness to take risks may lead to extraordinary results. Rick Ness's career demonstrates the importance of embracing change and grabbing unexpected possibilities, which ultimately contributed to his success in the gold mining sector. Now let's look at the rise of Rick Ness's mining crew. Rick Ness's foray into gold mining was a watershed moment in his life. When he made the courageous decision to start his own mining company, he handpicked a team of talented miners who shared his unshakable desire to strike gold. Their voyage was not easy. They endured several challenges and failures, but their combined commitment remained unwavering. Rick's leadership abilities were evident as he guided his group through the hurdles of mining operations. His knowledge not only guided them, but also contributed to significant gold production, quickly establishing them as a force to be reckoned with in the mining industry. The rewards of their labor were not overlooked. The mining world and viewers of the popular show Gold Rush began to acknowledge Rick and his crew's outstanding accomplishments. This newfound success not only solidified Rick's position in the gold mining sector, but also opened the door to intriguing future prospects and collaborations. The emergence of Rick Ness's mining crew demonstrates endurance and determination in the unpredictable world of gold mining. The challenges described in Gold Rush demonstrate the tenacity required to traverse this difficult industry successfully. Rick's presence on the show and the rise of his mining crew have cemented his status as a notable figure, eliciting respect from viewers anxious for the next chapter in his adventure. Rick and his crew continue to make their mark, and the future appears hopeful. The suspense among fans is intense, eager to see what happens next for Rick Ness and his loyal miners. The story of Rick's ascension in the gold mining business is more than just finding gold. It is a story of overcoming hurdles, resilience, and the enduring spirit that defines mining success. Let's have a look at his net worth and earnings breakdown. Rick Ness, a well-known figure in the Gold Rush series, has made a sizable fortune from his participation in the reality TV show and his gold mining ventures. His net worth, estimated at $3 million as of 2023, is the product of a variety of revenue streams, the majority of which stem from his involvement on Gold Rush. Rick Ness's revenues from the reality TV show have been a significant boost to his financial success. Rick, a prominent part of the cast, reportedly earns $25,000 per episode. This big figure emphasizes his importance to the show and the value he provides to the viewers. Rick's hard work, devotion, and gold mining experience most certainly helped him negotiate such a profitable agreement. Rick Ness's path to financial success is uncommon, given his previous job as a singer before moving into gold mining. This change demonstrates his adaptability and determination to explore new fields. The show Gold Rush gave him a platform to demonstrate his abilities, and it looks to have paid off handsomely. In addition to his television revenues, Rick Ness is involved in gold mining operations, which adds another source of money. Gold mining can be a profitable business, and Rick's knowledge of the industry helps him succeed on the show as well as in his other businesses. His estimated net worth is based on a combination of his television earnings and mining operations. It's worth noting that while the published figures provide a look into Rick Ness's financial landscape, the real breakdown of his profits may include additional factors such as endorsements in his early career. His experiences in the music industry paved the way for his future undertakings and contributed to his total professional success. Rick Ness's early career in the music industry showcased his artistic abilities and ability to connect with fans through his music. Although he has recently shifted into gold mining, his passion for music is still a defining feature of his life and serves as a testament to his versatility as a professional. We can now take a closer look at Rick Ness's versatility in professional roles. Rick Ness is a gifted guy who has thrived in a variety of professional roles throughout his career. His abilities extend beyond gold mining to songwriting, singing, finance, business development, and sales. This wide range of experiences has helped him succeed in both the entertainment industry and economic operations. Rick Ness has proved his lyrical originality and ability to produce meaningful lyrics. His gift for storytelling through music is evident in his work, and it has earned him respect in the music industry. In addition to songwriting, Rick Ness is noted for his powerful singing voice. His fascinating performances have struck a chord with audiences all across the world, allowing him to connect with them on a more personal level. Aside from his musical accomplishments, Rick Ness has demonstrated expertise in finance, business development, and sales. His ability to grasp financial methods and find profitable company prospects has contributed significantly to his success as an entrepreneur. Rick's knowledge in these areas has allowed him to confidently navigate the commercial world and attain financial security. Rick Ness, best known for his gold mining escapades featured on Gold Rush, sees an exciting future in the sparkling realm of precious metals. His plans go beyond the small screen, as he aims to expand mining activities and venture into new territory. Rick is set to take his gold mining operations to the next level, thanks to his abundance of knowledge and a successful run on the popular TV show. His goal is clear: to uncover unexplored deposits and increase gold production. Rick's unwavering pursuit of success drives him to always push the envelope and explore new chances in the ever-changing gold mining sector. Rick's interest in gold mining stems from the pleasure of discovering buried gems. His dedication to the sector extends beyond everyday operations, and he willingly accepts the challenge of exploring unexplored territory. In doing so, he hopes to strengthen his remarkable track record and establish himself as a strong force in the gold mining industry. However, Rick Ness is not a one-dimensional personality. Along with his commitment to gold mine, he may continue to balance his two hobbies by venturing into the realm of music. Rick, a gifted musician, may pursue opportunities to create new songs or collaborate with other musicians. This versatility demonstrates Rick's ability to smoothly manage both the entertainment sector and business ventures, integrating his pursuits with his interests and skills. As Rick Ness plans his route in the gold mining industry, his future holds not only the glitter of precious metals, but also the melodic notes of music. His ambition, work ethic, and entrepreneurial spirit position him for long-term success in gold mining and beyond. Rick is determined to make his mark in a variety of industries, whether by extending his mining operations, exploring new regions, or pursuing his passion for music. If you enjoyed diving into Rick's financial journey, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more exclusive insights, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our latest deep dives into the lives of your favorite Gold Rush stars. Until next time, stay gold.